issue, but they're walking around in sandals in the winter and you're just going, oh my God. But they came here. Once they got established here.
بيتجولون بالصنادل بالشتوية. يا شباب يا اخواتي بالصومال، البسوا احذية. السلام عليكم، مرحبا، كيفكم؟ شو الاخبار؟ معكم عميدك اللاسم. جبنا لكم فيديو جديد ان شاء الله ينال اعجابكم. الفيديو اليوم يا جماعه يعني هيك بخربط كلامه، ما بعرف. طبعا يا جماعه داخل العاصمه الصوماليه الامريكيه بدنا نشوف رده فعل الناس على العاصمه الصوماليه الامريكيه. ما بعرف شو الوضع بالعاصمه الصوماليه الامريكيه، مينيابوليس بالصومال ولا بامريكا؟ شو هي؟ ما بعرف شو هي مينيابوليس بصراحه، قصة ما بعرفها. بدنا نشوف الفيديو ونعطي ردة فعلنا عليه. لا تنسوا الاشتراك، تفعيل جرس، لايك، دعم، شاركوا الفيديو مع اصدقائكم مع العيله وين ما كان، لحتى ترتفع فيديو يشوفه غيركم. طبعا يا جماعه الفيديو مدته طويله، لهيك رح نقسمه على جزئين. اذا حابين انتم اكتبوا لي بالتعليقات، بنشوف الفيديو وبنقول بسم الله. يلا.
This right here is Minneapolis. Specifically, it's the Somali neighborhood within Minneapolis that has recently become controversial due to two figures. Congresswoman
Ilhan Omar of Minnesota.
والله إلهان عمر قمة في الفخامة، قمة.
Somalia. Dumbing of the United States has arrived.
And mayoral candidate Omar Fateh.
It's where Democratic Socialist State Senator Omar Fateh is now just 5 points behind Jacob Fry.
Minneapolis.
There may be no immigrant community in the nation more tied to its political leaders than the Somalis in Minnesota, so we decided to go past the clickbait and culture war and explore the community with curiosity.
That's what America stands for. Like, everybody's segregated in their own community.
But they're walking around in sandals in the winter and you're just going, oh my God.
What's it really like? Do they love America?
Our children will take a gun to defend national interests of the United States.
Our journey took us to a massive open-air Somali mall, which a cop escorted us out of, to Omar Fateh's campaign HQ, to a studio where we interviewed Somalia's parliamentarian who actually lives in Minnesota. Come with us to Minneapolis.
We in Minneapolis, man. Murderapolis, bitch, get in tune.
That was not the greeting we expected when we pulled into Cedar Riverside.
Misconception in my eyes would be that Somali community are a threat. No. Before Somali, we're Muslim. And Somali people that are real Muslims that are on their deen and on their way, peaceful. 3 mosques just in walking distance right now as we speak. And it's so beautiful that you can just take your feet.
والله كلامه حلو، ها.
And just walk to the mosque. Everything's easy over here.
I asked Salim how he ended up in Minneapolis, and he told us that he was actually born in Kenya, which many Somalis fled to after its government collapse in 1991.
Obviously, I'm an immigrant, but at the end of the day, this country welcomed me. For my family to strive in this country, I'm glad and I'm thankful.
But Salim then fell into hot water in South Dakota, where he was charged for murder.
To this day, if you Google my name, Sioux Falls, you're gonna see murder. It's called defamation of character for real. I missed the birth of my niece.
Something you didn't do.
Something I didn't even do. Yeah. I feel like I got a little story to tell too. My name's Salim Muhammad, man, and I ain't not a murderer.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm glad at least you're out now, and hopefully you get justice.
Justice been served, but to who?
We left Salim and turned the corner where we saw the fire he referenced, and also tried to interview some locals. We're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, we have a
Do you know what happened? Well, do you know what happened here? What surprised us was how many Somalis we met who moved to Minneapolis from other states. There's really been a second migration to Minneapolis for Somalis, first to America and then concentrating there. One of the Somalis who's done just that is Omar Fateh, who was born in DC.
Yo, Abdelkader Yassin, Team Kega, we need volunteers.
Today, nearly 100,000 Somalis live in Minnesota, and the majority of them are in the Twin Cities.
And I want to speak directly to the Somali community. Minneapolis is your city.
We are in Cedar Riverside, which is the Somali capital, not just of Minneapolis, but of the U.S. And right behind us...
العاصمة الصومالية في أمريكا. أي والله هي حلوة. العاصمة الصومالية في أمريكا.
Are some of their apartment buildings. This is the sort of center of where the Somalis live. Now, 50% of the people in this neighborhood speak Somali, and we're talking to some of the residents. We then met the facilities manager of these towers, who's managed them for nearly 50 years.
But I've worked in it for 46 years.
How has it changed?
Just different immigrants.
So a lot of Somalis live here?
Yes. In fact, I think it's one of the largest populations in the cities. Yes, I think they do kind of stick to themselves, but I have a bunch of them that work under me, and they're pretty social. Some of the first ones came here, and I know it's a money issue, but they're walking around in sandals in the winter, and you're just going, oh my God. But they came here. Once they got established here.
بيتجولون بالصنادل بالشتوية. يا شباب يا اخواتي بالصومال، البسوا أحذية بلا صنادل، يعني الله يرضى عليكم.
And they follow each other. So they want to be with people that speak the same language, and it has changed a lot. There's several bars that used to have live music, the last of which just closed a few weeks ago, and the Somali East African people have been buying those buildings up for daycare centers, mosques, and various things. So the neighborhood's changed a lot. But
والله العظيم كلام يقشعر البدن. شفتوا؟ الحانات تحولت إلى مساجد وحضانة. لك يسعد دين الصوماليين. يعني صومال الله أحبكم.
I consider it an evolution.
This Omar Fateh, who's running for mayor, do you have an opinion on him?
Not a real positive one, but...
You like Jacob Fry?
Better than I like Omar.
Yeah. It was during this conversation that we actually saw Omar Fateh. Oh my goodness, I think that's Omar Fateh right there. We gotta go try to interview him. How are you? Nice to meet you. Hello. We didn't want to shove the camera in his face, so we asked him for an interview, then later implored his campaign team to talk to us. Unfortunately, no luck. Everywhere we looked in this area, we saw Omar Fateh signs, and his popularity has enraged the right, including Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, and other conservative voices who consider him a travesty.
Well, the Democrat Party has become a party that aids and encourages violence.
Fateh has indeed made a number of controversial claims.
The greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race.
But he's not the only Somali politician who's done that. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who's elected to Congress alongside AOC in 2018, has invited much controversy herself.
Our country should be more fearful of white men because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
Yeah, there is nothing more up than to completely pretend that his words have not been recorded. These people are full of
You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he didn't want to.
Now, while Somalis remain a minority in Minneapolis, Ilhan Omar and Fateh have both struck alliances with white progressives, making them a formidable force. But sometimes this alliance has proven unwieldy, like with gender ideology in schools. Somali parents demanded their kids be pulled out of gender classes. One mom told the school board, "We believe that we have a sacred obligation to teach the principles of our faith to our children without being undermined by the schools." This caused one school board member to cry and tell the Somali women that the queer community has been so good to them. We kept walking around looking for
حلو كلام حلو ورائع. يا جماعة أنا كمان عم بسمع مثلكم مشان نعلق، يعني نعرف شو نعلق.
interviews, and then stumbled upon an 8th grader playing basketball on one of its courts.
You want to play one-on-one?
Yeah.
No, we're cutting that. Get it back. One off. Hit 3.
No.
Hello.
Bro, you just winded the hell out of me. How do you like living here?
It's good, but it's still dangerous. I mean, because if you look online, it's gonna say there's like a lot of crime and stuff, but it's really just chill out here. We have a lot of programs at the Bronco. We have a basketball team. We have a soccer team as well. Yeah. It's like a regular neighborhood. We have a community and stuff.
What do you want to be when you're older?
A basketball player or a businessman.
Do you want to live here when you're older?
No, I want to move out soon. It's a good place if you want to come in like right now. Yeah, I speak Somali. Assalamu alaikum, broken news.
There we go.
Yeah, we love America. It's just like some stuff that Trump did before.
Not a big fan?
Yeah.
Boom! Bank's open, baby.
Okay.
Hey, let's go, hubby.
Yeah. But see the Riverside, it's not like what they show online.
شايفين شو اللي صاير، يعني في ثقافات، في كل شيء يعني. ليش إن مزعوجين مع بعض؟ ليش الانزعاج يا شباب ليش؟
If you actually come here, like during the summer, there's kids outside, uncles, aunts, you have a local mosque, you pray. It's like a good place. I have one older sister.
How many kids are in most families?
3, 4.
Do you view Somalis and blacks differently?
To me, it's just skin color. Black.
Yeah.
It was touching to meet a kid from the next Somali generation like Abdi and to humanize the Somalis in a way they often aren't. But the cultural differences some argue are too difficult to ignore. The Cedar Riverside neighborhood has changed enormously in recent years.
All right, so you'll see a ton of now closed businesses in this neighborhood, like this bar here. So there are a bunch of bars that have closed down. This used to be a Scandinavian neighborhood, and now because of the Somali majority
خلينا نغلقوا لك يسعد دينكم أيها الصوماليين.
population, they don't make as much sense.
But it wasn't just in Cedar Riverside that the Somalis lived. We next visited the massive open-air Somali mall just a few miles away where we had a little snag. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe. We capture the world without bias or fear, and these kind of videos bring that mission to life. The right want to make Somalis look bad, the left want to...
وانتوا اشتركوا بالفيديو واعطونا لايك واشتركوا بالقناة وشاركوا الفيديو مع أصدقائكم. طبعا يا جماعة إذا بدكم نسوي الجزء الثاني نكفي الفيديو اكتبوا لي بالتعليقات. تحية كبيرة لكم. طبعا مينيابوليس وأمريكا اكتبوا لي بالتعليقات شلون هيك بدها تصير، شو الانتخابات يعني الوضع رايحة للصومال. اكتبوا لي بالتعليقات الله يسعدكم. والله أنا مبسوط إذا رايحة للصومال كأنه هيك. اكتبوا لي بالتعليقات. تحية كبيرة لكم. وانتم حابين نكون صومالي نستلم ولاية مينيابوليس. كان معكم عبيد كلاس والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عبيدهمد فوق هيك المعنى عم فهمك ما بتهمك بالغباء، بس الفشل فيكن داء، خل امل ودواء فما بفكر فيكن لا. بديت من الصفر ما حدا معي كمل، فكروني ما رح وصل بس لكني بالقمة انا صرت فوق، قاعد فين عم اتأمل هلا الكل صار يحبني بس لاني صرت الاول.